talented rivals player. Very unorthodox, I think would be the right word to describe Hoppy's playstyle. They go a little bit wild. Talk to me. You have some of the most experience playing against hoppyKnitz. Try and give me.
Oh
like,
my lord. Okay, so if Hoppy is feeling themselves, game start, Dacus.
Doesn't matter the character.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen into Sylvanos because Sylvanos' aerial approach does not really get stuffed out by Zetterburn. But either way, Brunch, we've been talking up Hoppy here, but Brunch has been making some huge waves lately. Absolutely phenomenal player. Recently took I think it was like a 3rd place finish over ZB and Derive.
Really?
Yes.
That's actually a really good showing.
Yes,
Jeez.
yeah, no, Brunch is phenomenal. Like, honestly, I think one of the scariest up-and-coming Sylvanos players on the market right now. And, Hoppy, the thing is, right, if you're Brunch plays a very conventional Sylvanos, just very strong, very good punish game, a very good neutral, the classics, right? Hoppy is very good at forcing you to play to their game.
Yeah, really nice read there, trying to follow there with the rollback from Brunch, and look at the patience! Hoppy finding that setup right now. It is one stock taken down a piece. They're both on their second stock right now, but you're talking about Brunch just looking comfortable. See whether or not that can continue. We know that Hoppy can have those bursts of momentum where suddenly things start to go their way. Brunch looking very good right now, racking up some percent. That Sylv blender that you talk about, those mid percents are starting to come online. 80% racked up right now on hoppyKnitz.
Yeah, I mean, Hoppy gonna be sitting on the Zetter. Honestly, I'm pretty sure Hoppy likes a lot of counter picking when you have such a mastery of so much of the cast here. And Brunch seems to be relatively comfortable in this kind of a matchup, though.
Yeah, it's looking decent, dealing with a lot of those options, just outspacing the Zetterburn. It's very comfortable. They're just getting caught out off the top there, Hoppy. Losing that stock in a little bit of an odd way right now. 100% though, sitting on top of Brunch is possible to bring back. Look at the way that Hoppy's playing this, just going for a lot of reads, trying to get those strong attacks, like really not off of setups or anything like that, but just, again, trying to go for a big read.
Yeah, I mean, big reads are the Hoppy trademark, right? And the down B going to be able to take Brunch off the side. And the biggest thing about playing against Hoppy is you have to make sure that you don't get dragged into their pace. Because as you can see, the moment that you start playing Hoppy's game, Hoppy is more than happy to play it with you. But Brunch, on the other hand, looking for the reversal.
Yeah, Hoppy's game is definitely where you don't want to be, like you're saying. It's there's a Hoppy blender. I feel like, we're talking about Sylvanos a little bit right now. There's a Hoppy blender, and somehow they're allowed to live in there. Nobody else is. So as soon as that thing gets switched on, you're gonna run into problems right now. Brunch sitting at 130% right now compared to the 100 right now, sitting on top of the Zetterburn. hoppyKnitz that up strong. Probably gonna take that one down. Brunch losing out, and Hoppy's gonna grab game number 1.
Hoppy grabbing game number 1 with the Zetterburn. I mean, Zetter still has, for a long time, been very Zetter favored, but Brunch is still showing us such great control. I mean, honestly, Brunch had control for a lot of that game until very late. I mean, the thing is, when you're going to have such a back and forth match, you gotta go to comfort. You gotta go to your home stage. You gotta go to what you know. And we're gonna be going to Forest Floor as Brunch bring us to Sylvanos' home center.
Home center. I like it. Yeah, no, this is a comfy spot for Sylv. Obviously has a lot of good stuff set up with the seeds. Again, control that ground. Now, just having that grass control, obviously Sylv has changed a lot since we can go all the way back to release, or since like Sylv, what was effectively 2.0 after the mini rework that he got. Sylv continues to change. Grass seems to be something that players, that we've seen so far. We've seen 2 Sylvanos thus far. Maybe it's just playstyle dependent or whatever it might be. Grass seems to be a lot less of a focus these days.
Grass right now, honestly, the best part about it is the fact that you can use, Howling, and you can get an invincible uppy out of it for a few kill setups. And Brunch, honestly, going to be making full use of that, getting that first stock. Perfect start for Brunch, but once you're off stage itself and there is no grass, recovering becomes such a chore.
Yeah, it's nearly impossible, especially if you get stuck on that bottom half. You know that you have to commit to an up B, and a lot of characters, you know, I've had it pointed out by some very, very good Sylph players. Most characters have a strong attack that can cover just about everything Sylph can do out of that. Don't have any invincibility lined up, you're gonna run it into problems right now, and Hoppy is currently being the problem for Brunch right now. Percents are nearly even, but this blender is beginning, trying to pick the one safe spot there, starting to feel like a little bit of a boss fight right there, just gotta pick the safe spot on the ground. Brunch trying to feel like a boss fight if they have the opportunity to, pressing Hoppy to the edges of the stage, up air. Gonna take down Hoppy's second stop.
I don't know, Brunch might have been playing a little bit of that Elden Ring because there are no save spots here. So you just gotta play around with the boss, figure out what to do, what you need to make a change in order to get that adaptation. And Brunch, strong adaptation in this game here, able to rack up a lot of damage on hoppiness, just needs to make sure to not fall into Hoppy's pace.
Yeah. As soon as, like we say, as soon as Hoppy gets kicked into gear, then things are going to run into problems right now. Brunch, no problems in sight thus far. 80% racked up right now on Hoppiness. It's going to keep climbing right now. There's a little bit of a fire burn on that Sylvanos, but luckily has some fire retardant leaves, so it's not too big of an issue right there. That's what the red coloring's from right there. It's just going to be able to make it through that type of stuff. Hoppy not being able to make it through anything at all right now. The spring is overwhelming, and Sylv has bloomed.
Yeah, I mean, when you enter Viridian Forest, you got to bring in some antidotes, and Hoppy going to be going down to that poison right now as we go off into game 3. From the bottom to the top, here we are at Treetop Lodge.
Treetop Lodge. Now, I know I'm friends with somebody who really likes this stage, actually.
I will say, Hoppy also loves this stage. When I played against Hoppy at Genesis, Hoppy did end up taking me here. Right, so and very much a fan of this stage, but Brunch seems to be the one making full use of it this time.
Ooh,
hold on.
Very slick there from Hoppy.
Oh my god!
Look at him go!
They're just
crazy setup.
Absolutely cracked with it right now. Hoppy just making a huge chase, saying, "Hey, you know what? I was trying to play my game earlier. This time, what if we just play Rivals of Aether and I just killed you?"
Some insane setup there, consistently putting that Sylvanos on fire, finding that down air off the bottom. And now Brunch slowing things down again, getting this very comfortable edge guard. Hoppy, not too many resources to try and get back. There's the up strong, take things down. We're a minute in, we're down 2 stocks.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god, what is an explosive game. I mean, when you see Sylvanos, Zetterburn, you expect it to be explosive, but this is a particularly, you know, crazy one, I'd say.
Yeah, particularly crazy. I think that would be one way to word it right now is hoppyKnitz still in control. I think this is the first time that we've really seen hoppyKnitz control, especially around the second stock mark. Have seen them take a game, but hasn't looked comfortable thus far, and there it is. There's that down strong once again. Just can cover everything up right there. Sylvanos caught on fire. 145 is enough to take that one down. See whether or not the extra credit can start to come through from hoppyKnitz right now. 82% on the Zetterburn. Brunch looking for some setups off the top right now. Great little back air there to find onto the Zetter of Hoppy.
And Hoppy just trying to find a way back onto the stage. Just racking up this continuous fire damage. You know, every single time that you run into that puddle, that's another 5% fire damage. And it does add up.
Yeah, we're seeing it start to add up very effectively right now against Brunch. 60, 160, 170, sitting on hoppyKnitz right now. 100% difference between these two, but that is what the stock is worth right there. And Hoppy gonna have to cash in on that one right now. Has that percent lead right now. Great little fireball to find that percent right now. It's a dangerous spot for Brunch to be in. Uses the entry point there to come up with the bite. And
yeah, that sliver of grass.
Yeah, it's all that you need sometimes. 54%, that up strong. Good DI there from Brunch to stay alive right now. Hoppy sitting in the mid-60s. Can be a little bit dangerous. Decides not to cancel.
What in the world?
Random forward strong. Finds it onto Brunch. And now this is going to start to run into problems right now for Brunch as those up airs are coming out. Hoppy sitting on some very high percents near the top of the stage right now. There's definitely room for a kill to come through. That up strong can tip her on the top of that platform right now for Brunch. 150, 160. Hoppy starting to chase it really high up using the up right there. What is going on? Brunch now chasing Hoppy to the top of the stage. There's a seed coming back down. Just does go wide. Let's see whether or not Hoppy can start to find the security. Is that going to be it? The jab 3? No, but it's 200% racked up. Just gets spiked by the up B. Now it's turned for Brunch. It's at the edge. Final game between these two. It's going to be decided right here. 100% separating them. Hoppy gets picked off and Brunch takes the set.
Oh my lord, and that was one of the craziest final stocks I've ever seen in Brunch. Going to be coming out on top here as Hoppy going to be going down in one of the most electrifying ways I've honestly seen.
Crazy.
Whew. My lord.
Everyone take a breath. We have a good game coming up, but let's just take a moment. Oh my goodness. You know, you mix fire and grass together, especially with some of those autumn tones that we saw in Brunch of Sylvanos. You're expecting to see a little bit of a burn, but that was blazing. That was very, very high on energy that game was. Whew. Bit of a crazy one. Good showing.